Welcome everyone to this lecture of Git and GitHub where I will cover every aspect of Git and GitHub and I will teach you how you can work with a team and work as an individual on Git and GitHub with an ease. I will also simulate an environment in the last section of this video where I will demonstrate how you're going to work in the collaboration with a company, or if you are working with your team members, or if you're working with your friends. So without wasting much time, let's start with understanding what is Git and what is GitHub, and then we will move on to the practical part of this lecture. So now let's imagine we have three characters here. We have Aman, Ria and Suyash. Aman is the team lead and Ria and Suyash are the developer. So they are building one project together, and let's understand their life in part 1, how they are going to work without Git. So how they work. Aman creates a project folder, shares it via WhatsApp, Google Drive or pen drive. Everyone gets the file, they edit everything manually. Now the problem without Git here is Ria edits main.txt and sends it back. Suyash also edits main.txt and sends it back. Here the first problem will arise is file overwriting, because now Aman has main ria.txt, main suyash.txt, main final.txt and main final version.txt. So there is no idea which version is correct and it will create a chaos. Now problem 2 arises here. There will be no history of the project. So yesterday the project was working and today is somehow broken. It is not working. It is buggy. So the main question arises, what changed that made it not working properly? And the answer is no idea, because they cannot go back, they cannot see the difference, they cannot track their mistakes what they have made in the previous part when they were writing the code. And now comes the problem 3, fear of experimenting, where innovation dies. So think like that. Suyesh wants to try a risky change, but he thinks, if I break something, I will ruin everything. I will ruin the project. So he avoids innovation. So he goes to make a backup file for the main version. So he creates project backup old. Then he creates some new changes. He wants to experiment on that as well. He creates project backup new. Now he is not even satisfied with this one. He wants to experiment more. He will create project backup latest, and this will create a lot of backups. There will be no track of it and it will eventually cause a chaos, and Suyash will be in complete stress what he has to do and what he has not to. Now the problem 4 occurs. There will be no accountability. So if a bug appears, Aman will ask everyone who changed this particular line that is causing the bug, and everyone wants their job and they will be like, not me. And there will be no proof, no trace, no ownership. There will be no accountability for the problems, for the troubles that they will cause. Now let's understand how Git will fix these problems. Solution 1. Git remembers everything. Every time someone saves important work, Git takes a snapshot. That's what we call Git commit. We will understand in the practical part what is Git commit. So Git knows what is changed, who changed it, when it was changed. So there will be no more guessing. Everything will be tracked. Solution 2 is everyone will work safely. Each person works on their own branch. We will understand what is branching in the further duration. So think of it as Aman works on the main branch, meanwhile Ria works on the feature branch, and Suyash will work on the business logic branch. So they can break things, they can experiment things, and they can try crazy ideas without even worrying about the main project they are working, because once they create a branch, it will create a copy of their main project and they can experiment anything with that, and that's how their main project will be safe. Now comes solution 3. Git can go back in time. So remember, we did a snapshot, we took a commit of our project. So Git says, here is how your project looked yesterday. So just one command, that is git reset, and we can go back to our previous commit, we can revert our changes, so there will be no panic if everything goes blue. Solution 4, there will be no silent overrides. So if Ria and Suyash changes the same line, git will stop the merge, it will create a conflict, and it will force Aman to review the code, and he will decide whether they have to go with the Ria's code and Suyash code. So imagine Ria and Suyash made the changes on line 15, and now Aman will see a merge conflict and he will be like, okay, Ria's code is useless, I will go with the Suyash codes. So he will select the change coming from the Suyash branch and he will merge that into the main project. So there will be no hidden overrides, everything will be clearly visible. Now here comes the most important thing, there is a limitation of Git if Git is working alone. So because Git is local, what local means? That means Git is only working on your computer, that means everything is only on your personal computer, there is no central copy for your project. That means if your laptop gets blasted somehow, everything will be lost. And with Git working alone, it's still hard to collaborate remotely from your place. So Git solved a control problem, that it can track your files, it can keep a history, but it cannot share your project. Now comes the part 2, life without GitHub. Now imagine that Git is used by everyone, Aman, Ria and Suyash, but no one uses GitHub. So the problem 1 occurs, there is no central meeting place. So Aman asks, which version should we trust? Everyone has their own Git history, everyone has their own Git branch, and everyone have their own laptop. There is a no single source of truth which version is the best one. Problem 2, there is no easy collaboration. So Ria wants to send her changes to Aman. So she must zip the project or email the patches or manually copy the file. This will create a messy and error prone zone. Now problem 3 is there is no backup. So somehow Aman's laptop gets blasted too. Now the project history is gone, months of work that was on Aman's laptop is now lost. Problem number 4, there is no visibility. So if there is a professional project and you don't have GitHub, recruiters can't see your project. The clients cannot review your project and there will be no proof of your work because that work is just lying, sleeping on your laptop. There is no public repository where you can showcase your work. Now let's understand how GitHub solves these problems. So GitHub is not Git, and GitHub is a shared online space. It acts as a cloud database where everyone can store their data, everyone can access that data and do certain things. So as I said, the solution 1 is there is a one central truth. Everyone can push their work to GitHub, everyone can copy, make a clone of others project onto their system with pull commands, and there will be no confusion. Solution 2 is a clean collaboration. So Suyesh finishes a feature. Instead of sending files, he says, hey Aman, here is my project, please review it. Aman can see the changes, Aman can accept these changes. If he thinks, okay, these changes are perfect, I'm going to merge this with the main project. So this is what a professional workflow is. Solution 3, there will be a safe backup. So GitHub stores full history, GitHub stores all the branches and every commit. Suppose my laptop gets blasted once again and I have to buy a new laptop. I go to the shop, I buy my new laptop, I log into my GitHub account. I will just clone my repository into my new laptop, and that's how I can keep my data safe. Even if my laptop isn't safe, but at least my data is safe. Now solution 4, public proof of your skills. So if you're a student or even if you are working as a professional, your GitHub becomes your portfolio, your resume is proof and your project showcase. People, clients, recruiters don't trust your words, they trust your commits. This is how Git and GitHub works collectively as one single entity. Git becomes your personal notebook and GitHub becomes your library. So you write anything in your personal notebook, you create a backup for it, you store it in the library, everyone makes a copy of it, they write something, and that's how everything works with Git and GitHub. I hope I made it very clear how Git and GitHub works and what is the role of Git and GitHub in your life. So if I have to summarize this in one line, I will just say Git controls your work and GitHub connects your work with everyone else. Now let's understand few things before moving to the practicals. So what's going to happen is when you create a new folder and write something in it, you will see a U symbol on that file. That means that file is untracked. So untracked file means the file exists but Git is not watching it, and Git will say that I see this file but you never told me to care about it. So how you can make Git care about it? Just go into that file and you have to type command git init, and once Git is initialized in that folder, that means Git is active there and it is start tracking this folder. So every change you will make will be tracked by Git in this particular folder. Now after you make some changes in the folder, you have to add that file into the staged mode. Now what is staged mode? That means you have approved some data that you can now proceed to commit. I mean, you can proceed to take a snapshot of that work. So in Git language, if there is a symbol present on your file after you type git add file name, you will see a symbol, and that means this file is approved and it is ready to be saved in the history. And if you won't add that file, it won't be ready to add in the history of your Git. So after you see a add symbol, I mean a symbol, you have to commit, I mean you have to take a snapshot, and for that you will just have to type git commit /m, and in the double inverted commas you have to type a message. You can do that with the automated process that I will show you in the practical part. Now after you make a commit and you go try some new things on the code, you will be prompted with a M symbol after you press Ctrl+S. This is the most important thing. If you somehow forget to press Ctrl+S, you will be wondering why my file is not being saved. So to save, you have to do this, and after you will see a M symbol, that means the file is modified after a commit. That means there is a commit earlier and after that commit you modified this file. So if you see M, you have to again add that file to staged mode, then you have to commit once again. And for example, you have made multiple commits and you were like, oh, I have made few errors in the last two commits and they are not meant to be saved. So you have to reset back to the third last commit that you have made, and for that we have a command that is git reset --soft head tilde and the number you have to choose. I will tell you how you have to choose that number. Now come to the soft part. So the soft thing is, if you type soft in this command, it will unstage the file. That means the commits will be still there, you can change whatever you need to change. But if you want to completely delete the commit, you have to type hard instead of soft. Now to see how many commits you have to delete, there is a command that is git log, and with this command you will be able to see all the logs, all the previous commits that you have made till now. So if you type git log -- one line, you will be prompted with only commits hashes that you have made without any garbage value. So after you see the log, you will be prompted with multiple hashes and you just have to count the numbers. You have to go back. For example, there are 5 commits and you want to delete last 2 commits and you have to go back to the third one. So in the command git reset --hard head tilde, you have to type 2. So it will delete last 2 commits. Now let's move to the practicals and let's see how you're going to perform these in the practicals. Okay, so now let's start with the git bash. So just open your git bash here, and once you open it, just enlarge the font size so that you can see it clearly. Now what we have to do is we have to set up our global client. We have to set up our global user where our git can track all the commits and it can keep a history of whatever we are doing on our code editor and on our local system. So for that, just type git config dash dash global user dot name, and my name is Suresh Pandey, so I'm writing this. You can write any name you want. Now we have to set up our email. So for that, just type global user dot email, and in the email I'm typing this email that will be blurred on your screen for now because I have blurred that in video editing. So what was that? The rate gmail.com. So yeah, so if you type git config dash dash list, you will be prompted with this output on which we can verify that our global client is set up. You will see your username and you will see your email address as well, on which your git will track all the history of your commits of your codes. So for now, just close this git bash and just open our VS Code. But before, what we are going to do is just create a new folder here, and we will name it as Volunteer, for instance. So just name it as Volunteer, and now just open VS Code. And in VS Code, just open a new folder, and in the new folder we will open where is Volunteer on the desktop, I guess. Yep. So just select this folder, that is Volunteer, and now Volunteer is open on our VS Code editor. Now what we are going to do is just create a new file here. So for this file I will just type main.py, and now what we are going to do in this lecture, as I have told you earlier, we are going to perform some basic fundamental commands here for this lecture only. So before we type any code on this Python file, we have to initialize git first, and if we don't initialize git, let's see what will happen. So just type print hello world, that is the main code for hacking NASA in current times. So if we open terminal here, okay, let's open terminal, and in terminal if we type git add dot, what will be prompted with fatal, not a git repository. That means we don't have a .git file in our Volunteer folder. So we have to initialize git first in this folder, and to initialize git we can either do from the source control, we can just click on initialize repository, or we can go with this command, that is git init. So I'm showing you command for the initial stages. Once you are okay with VS Code and git workflow, you can just type you can just click initialize repository to initialize it in just few seconds. Well, commands don't even take much time, but yeah. So just hit enter, and if we hit enter, you can see now since the git is initialized, you can see a U symbol on this file, and if we go in the explorer, you can see here we can also see U. Now U means untracked, and we have talked what is untracked. Now we have to stage this. So to stage, we have covered it, that we have to use this command, that is git add, and the file name, that is main.py. So if we type this, what it will do is it will add this file and it will stage this file. But there is a short method in the source control. We can just click on this plus symbol that says state changes. So if we just click on state changes, you can see there is a symbol now. That means it is added now and it is ready to be committed. So just remove this, and if we type git status now, that is a command to check status of our current file. So if we hit enter, you can see no commits yet on the branch main, but changes are to be committed. That means we have to commit this file. So to commit this file, we can simply just type git commit -m for messages and type any message here, but we are going to automate this process with this section that is in our source control. If we see this, and if we just write anything, for example, let's just commit with a message of hello world here. Okay, spelling mistake. So if we just click to this commit button now, it will ask us save all and commit changes, and we will just click on this, and now these changes are already committed. So if we just check status now, typing git status, okay, sorry, mistake. So if you hit enter, you can see on branch main nothing to commit, working tree is clean now. And we can also see this on graph here, and for graph there were some other commands as well, but since we can see graphs here as well, it is much easier. So now let's make some more changes in our file. Okay, oh, by mistake I run the Python script. So if we make some more changes like print I am Suyash. Okay, so if we print this, just okay, make sure to hit ctrl plus s, and if you won't save this file, it won't show this modify button, like I mean modify symbol, and if it won't show you, you will be frustrated why it is not showing correct things, and you will be in our comment section asking for help. So I have already helped you with this. So just add with this stage changes button and make a commit here with name Suyash, and just make a commit, and we have made a commit. And as you can see in git status, we can see on branch main nothing to commit, working tree is clean, and even on the graph you can see there is a commit named Suyash, and this is the okay, wait, come back. So as you can see, this id that you are seeing is the hash of this commit, and this is the commit's name that we have typed in the message section. Now what if you made this commit by mistake and now you want to delete it or go a step back on this commit? So for that we use a command named git reset, and before that I can show you a little log here, that is git log slash one line. And if we see, we can see the similar data that we are observing in the graph section. It is also showing us these hashes here, and it says now the head is on this commit. So if we want to go back to the previous commit, what we have to type is just type git reset slash slash soft, type head and shift tilde sign, and just press 1 for going a one commit back, and if we hit enter, and now we can see on the graph section we have this commit erased, but the changes are in staged mode. That means it is not completely deleted, but it is in staged mode, and we can do some changes as well. So if we just type I am Mayur here, and now if we save this, and this is modified, add this and name it as Mayur, I mean name the commit as Mayur, and now if you can see in the logs we have this hash now. And now what if you want to completely delete the previous commit? So what you can do is just change this command from soft to hard. So if we make this command hard and just click, I mean just hit enter, you can see the previous change is completely erased from our history. Even from the graph you can see there is no commit as Mayur, and if we check logs there is only one commit of hello world. So these were some basic fundamentals of Git. So this was it for the fundamentals. Now let's understand what is branching and how we are going to work on branches. We are going to take the same example of Aman, Ria and Suyash. Here again Aman is the team lead, Ria and Suyash are the developers. So now Aman maintains the main project version, and this version is built successfully, it is stable, and this can be shown to the clients and it can be deployed as well. And Aman has the main branch as he is the team lead and he was the one who made this project. Now what happens without branching? Let's understand this first. The first problem will occur is breaking the main project. Now Suyash tries a new logic change and the project stops compiling and test will fail. Why this happened? Because Suyash wanted to try some crazy ideas and he was on the main branch. He deleted something, he wrote new codes, and it eventually made the main project fall apart. And now everyone is blocked because the main version is broken. Now problem 2 occurs is half done code enters the main. So now Ria is implementing a feature. She has written some files, some functions, those are incomplete. Since she is working directly on the main branch, and main branch becomes unstable because she pushed the incomplete work, and now nobody knows what is finished and what is not, and that will eventually again break the main project. Now the problem 3 is overwriting each other's changes. Now Ria and Suyash modified the same file. Now last person to save wins here. For example, Ria wrote a new feature of about 150 lines and she committed that change. Then Suyash made another change, he saves it again, and the Ria's code, which could be a more useful one, it is silently permanently deleted. So now Aman realizes that we cannot allow everyone to change the main version directly. So he decides everyone has to work on their own branch. So now the branching is in action. Now Aman has the main branch, the stable version of project, and it can review all the incoming changes, it can decide what can get merged. Ria creates another branch or for another feature. She starts working on the same main version but on the different branch. She works on the UI changes, she breaks things, she fixes things, she rewrites code, and the main project remains unaffected. Same goes with the Suyash. He is working on business logic. He tries risky things. He experiments freely. The main project remains safe, and this is how parallel development is the key benefit of all of this. Aman can keep main stable, Ria improves UI, Suyash works on business logic, and no one blocks anyone. And after the work is finally done, Ria says, my feature is completely done and it is tested. Aman compares Ria's branch with main, he reviews the code, he reviews the differences, he approves it, he just simply merge Ria's branch to the main branch. Now main project includes her changes as well, and the main branch is working fine because there were no bugs. Now Suyash is done. Suyash submits his changes, Aman reviews it, merges it if it is correct. Now what if Ria and Suyash made changes in the same file, in the same line of code? What will happen when Aman will reviewing the code? He will get a merge conflict. When merge conflict will occur, he will choose whose code he have to accept. If Ria's code is more suitable for the main branch, he will select Ria's code. If Suyash's code is more suitable, he will choose that code. So that's how it will prevent overwriting of codes. And once this whole process is done, those branches are useless, and after they become useless, they can just simply remove those branches, they can just simply delete them, and they can create more branches if they need in the further project. Now let's understand all of this in the practical field, and after this we will work on a collaborative simulation where we will understand how we are going to work on a company project or how we are going to work with our friends. Now let's clear this terminal and move ahead with the branch commands. And now what we are going to do is we are going to create some new branches, work on them, create some conflicts by intention, and solve these conflicts as well. So when you are working in a corporate sector, or even if you are working on your own project, you might want to make some changes in your main code, but you want it to remain as it is, so you want some other features. So what will you do? You will create some other branches. So to create other branch, what we are going to do is we are going to type command git branch and just type a new branch name. For example, if you want to create a new feature, so just create feature 1, and if we type git branch now, you can see we have two branches. For main branch it is saying main, and for second branch, that is feature 1, it is saying feature 1, of course. But this star sign you are seeing is actually what is indicating that we are currently on main branch. And if we want to switch to other branch, we can just simply type git switch and type the other branch name, that is feature 1. And if we type git branch now, you can see this star sign is on feature 1 and feature 1 is green now. So what we can do here is just for example, you want to add a new feature, so you just type git feature of scroll. This is just for example. And now if you save this change, add this and commit as add new feature and commit this. And now if you switch to the main branch, that is switch, okay, I have to type git here, git switch main. Now you can see the changes you have made on the feature 1 branch is not present in the main branch. So you want to merge it, so just type git merge here and type the name of branch you want to merge on the main branch. So we want to merge the feature 1 branch here. So if we just hit enter, you can see simply it just made few changes on main branch without any conflicts, because we never changed anything on line 2, and we added a new line in our feature 1, that was a feature of scroll, and we merged it, and without any conflict it got merged. Now what if your team manager who has the main branch is working on main branch, and he, okay, again I started Python script, and he was working like, okay, again, and he added print, okay, he added feature of like button, he saved it, he added it, and likes, he committed. And meanwhile you are on feature 1 branch, so just switch to feature 1, and you can see you have no clue that on the main branch there are some changes. So you just simply go ahead with adding a feature of like counts with like button, right? And you saved it, you added it, and like count with button, and you made a commit. Now go to the main branch, and now what you have to do is you have to git, now you performed git merge with the main branch, and you merged feature 1 branch here. And once you hit enter, you encountered a conflict, and now there is a conflict that either you have to keep this incoming change from the feature 1 branch, or you can keep the current change what is eventually present on the main branch, or you can do one more thing, you can accept both the changes. So for example, let's say like counts with like button is a more suitable feature for us. So what we are going to do is we are going to accept incoming change by clicking on this accept incoming change option. So once we click this, you can see we have accepted this feature. Now what you have to do is just go here, stage these changes, click on yes, and once you click continue with the message and save all commits, you can see here that while working on the main branch, from here you created a branch feature 1, you created a like commit here, as you can see here, then you created a like count with button commit on the feature 1 branch, and then you merged it with the main branch. So that's how merging works in Git and GitHub, and that's exactly how conflicts happen, and that's exactly how you want to resolve these conflicts. Now conflicts are resolved, your features are added, and the feature 1 branch is useless now. So you want to delete that branch, and for that you just have to type git branch /d or -d -d, whatever you can say, and just type the name of that branch, that is feature 1. Once you hit enter, and you can see, okay, I did a mistake here, so just type git branch -d, and you can see deleted branch feature 1 was this. And if we just simply type git branch here, you can see only main branch is present on our git. So now as you can see, I have these two folders on my desktop. One is named as Suyesh and second is named as intern. Now what does this indicate is that I'm going to act as your project manager. For example, if you're working under Tech on some project, so this is the folder in which I have my projects, and this will be your folder in which you have your projects. So just think of it as a folder on your system. So for now, let's open our VS Code here, and in the VS Code we are going to create a project on my folder for Tech. So open a folder here, go to desktop. This is Suyesh, select folder. Okay. So for example, I have made main.py and feature.py and template.py. For example, I have written a dummy code here to just demonstrate few things. So for example, this is a main guys, that is my system, and I have made a project on my VS Code. Now what I will do is I will create a Git repository on the GitHub. So let's navigate to GitHub first. Go to github.com. Here, as you can see, we have a create repository option, and if we click on the create repository, we have to name it something. So I will just name it as Tech project, as it is available on my profile, because there is no other directory, there is no other repository with the same name, so I can make this one. So I'm going to make it a private repository. That means only the collaborators I will add will be able to see and edit and work on this project, and I will not add any readme file here, no git ignore file, and just I will simply create a repository from here. So as you can see, what the first step we have to do from right here is just copy this command and go to the VS Code, open your terminal here, just new terminal, and here we have to copy paste this command that will just simply make a readme.md file with Tech project. So if I hit enter, as you can see, we have a .readme file here, and there is a content with Tech project here. So just go back to the main here, and again move back to GitHub, copy this command, move back to terminal here, just paste this. Now what this will do is it will initialize Git on our repository that we usually do from source control, but we can do it from command line as well. So just go back here, and we don't have to now just copy this command here and go back to terminal and paste this here. Now what this command will do, it will stage the readme.md file, but we are not going to stage only one file, and we have to stage all these 4 files that you are seeing. So just type dot here, and once you hit enter, all the files will be in staged mode. Now what you have to do is you can copy this command right from here and paste it right here, but you can also do it from source control, as I have told you this multiple times. But from now we are going to use command line. So just hit enter here, and as you can see, all the folders, all the files we have created are committed. You can check that in the graph as well. We have added 4 files and on the main branch. Now let's move back to code editor once again. Just now copy this command and tell it's we are on the main branch. Now what this command from GitHub is going to do is it is going to tell our remote system that on which Git repository we have to upload our folders that we have created on our local system. So once we hit enter, all the directories we have created here will be uploaded on this repository. So for that we have to copy this command once again and add this, and this will push all the files on the GitHub. And once we hit enter, and after you will hit enter, you will see something like this. And if you go back to your Git repository and if you just refresh this, so as we can see, everything is on our GitHub account. And now what we have to do is we have to add a collaborator. So this is the part where your project manager will add you. So in this section, just go here and we have to type add people here, and I will just type a email address of my other account. So I will just send this account an request that will be shown as pending request unless they accept the request. So I will go to my Gmail account, that everything will be blurred for you now. And if I go to the Gmail, as you can see here, we have to view the invitation and accept it. So if we click on view invitation, and as you can see, we have to accept this invitation. So if we accept this invitation, we will be prompted with a message that will say you now have to push access to Volunteer project. So now we can access this project, and how we can access this project, let me show you. So from here, just copy this link that we are going to clone this repository on our folder. So now we are going to act as a intern. So just go back here, click on open folder, click interns folder here, just select this folder. Now you will have to create a new folder and you have to clone that there. You can clone directly from clone git repository here, or you can just go to the terminal, open your terminal and just type command git clone and press this command. And once you press this command, enter this command, the cloning of project will be started. And as you can see, this project of Volunteer project is on your system now. And now after you have successfully cloned the Git repository on your system, now what you have to do is you have to create a new branch. You don't have to do anything on the main branch. So first go to the Volunteer project directory here that we have created with the cd command, and now we are on this directory. Now just type git switch/c, that will eventually switch us directly after making the new branch. So we will create branch new, and once we hit enter, you can see we have switched to new branch. Now what you have to do is here is you can do any changes in the features. For example, if you go to the features and let's go to the main file, and if we hit enter and just type print new feature here, and if we save this, okay, this is modified, and type save here and click a commit, and we have to make a commit. We have made commit on the branch new, as we can see here. Now the main part begins here. You don't have to merge this command on the main branch. The merging part will be done from the end of the main user. Now what you have to do is you have to inform your main guy who is managing the project. In this case, I am the main guy, so the intern have to inform that Suyash, I have made these changes, just check it, and if you think they are fine, you can go ahead with it. So what you have to do now here is you have made changes in the code. Now you have to push this on the GitHub. These changes are currently only on your system. These changes are not present on the GitHub. So now what you have to do is you have to push these changes on the GitHub. So let's see how you are going to do that. So now just type git push /u, and now type branch name, that was branch new, and if we press enter, okay, we did a mistake here. We just have to type git push origin, and now if we hit enter, so now this new branch is present on the GitHub. So if we go here and refresh this, you can see we have two branches. So this is main branch and this is branch new. So now what you have to do is you have to inform your project manager. What he will do is he will go on the code section. He will say, okay, here is two branches. He will be prompted with compare and pull request. So here, as you can see, the active branch is this, and this is the default branch. So now what he will do is just close this thing, or just open folder of Suyash, who is actually me. So select this folder. Now on this folder, you can see, if you go to source control, scanning folder for Git repository, it will take a little bit of time. So now he only can see the main branch. He cannot see other branches. So what he has to do is he has to type command git fetch. So once he type git fetch, it will tell the new branch named branch new is fetched. So if we type git branch now, you can see, or you cannot see actually, but the branch is present, so we can switch now. So if we type git switch branch new here, we can see we are switched to new branch now. Now what will the main guy, that is Suyash, will do? He will write this code, read this code actually, sorry. He will read this code and he will see, okay, this is the new change, I'm satisfied with this, and then he will just switch branch to main. He will type git switch merge, and once he will merge it, okay, sorry, he will type git switch main, and now he will merge branch new to the branch main. So he will just type git merge branch new, and once he will enter, you can see on the main branch this branch is merged now. But these changes are not made on the intern side. So what you can see, so now what you're seeing is these changes are only present on the GitHub and on the computer of main guy, but not on the intern side. So now what intern will do is, so now let's switch to open folder, switch to intern folder, and this is the scenario of intern side. So as we can see, if we cd to one tech project, and if we hit enter, if we see Git branch here, there are two branches. You can see on the branch new, here are the changes. And if we go on the code base, central code base, that is our GitHub, you can see new branch has recent pushes. And if we are on the main branch, and if we go on the main.py, you can see, okay, just refresh this, we could not see any changes. Okay, we didn't push actually, so the main guy forgot to push. So just go back to the Suyash folder. We did merge the file. Okay, just cd Volunteer project, and as we can see, okay, sorry, so we have to save these things. Just go here, just click on sync changes. So after we done with the commit, you can see on the main.py, on the main branch, we have this thing. These changes are made. So if we go to the interns folder now, as the main guy has pushed these changes, so now let's move to the interns folder. Now if intern move to Volunteer project and he checks the Git branch, and as we can see, the intern is on the branch new. And if we switch to branch main, you can see there are no changes on the intern's side. So what intern will do is he will just do git fetch, that what you have to do actually. So you will just click on, type git fetch and just type git pull. And once you type git pull, you can also see the changes made on the main branch. So this was the whole scenario. I hope you guys learned it very well, and if you didn't understand anything, you can rewatch the whole lecture. I have made everything very clear, and if you get stuck on any part, do let me know in the comments.